Meet Sohang Sengupta. He is the founder of ZeroDollarSecurity, India's very first crowdsourced and crowd-scaled cybersecurity community. In 2020, CIO Insider India recognized ZeroDollarSecurity as one of the top 10 cybersecurity solution providers in India. Sohang helped many small and mid-sized businesses in India to stay safe and boost their cybersecurity. I had a conversation with Sohang where he shared his journey as an entrepreneur, and he told me why not to become an entrepreneur.
Your personal life is a mess. If you have good friends, you will not have them for a really long time.
So if you are an aspiring entrepreneur, a college student, or someone who wants to learn from the best, you won't want to miss this episode. I am Barkadur and you are watching Next Big Thing. Can you please tell us more about yourself, about your college life, how you get into entrepreneurship and all, please?
Oof, that's a lot of questions in one question. So I think the way I'll start is, if you want to know about me, I was always into cybersecurity as a domain. So I had my first internship right before college. I interned with multiple companies like, I don't know if I should be naming some, but I interned with Dell, I interned with ITC Infotech. Beyond that, while my internship was all done by the end of my second year, I think that's when I realized that, I really wanted to give back to the community, because cybersecurity as a technology is very niche. And you see there are a lot of people making a lot of money from cybersecurity, right? I just wanted to make sure that, I could commoditize the knowledge. I could make it easily accessible. I could also, create a community out of it so that there can be cross-learning.
Right.
So, while I was in my college days, I founded this small, cell inside my college called the cybersecurity cell, which was under an organization called IEDC. IEDC is Innovation and Entrepreneurship Development Cell, which is funded by the Central Government Department of Science and Technology. So I created a small community in my college where after college hours, I used to select any classroom. I used to drop a text that I'll be available here. Like-minded people used to be there. We used to have a discussion on cybersecurity. And I think this idea probably was nice. And it got, a lot of attraction from the colleges nearby. And different colleges started calling us. We used to go to colleges like Jalapuri University, RCC, to name a few, and we used to have this community-centric discussion, and we were growing the cybersecurity community back then. So I don't know how much I've answered your question, but I think I've picked bits and pieces from here.
Yeah, you have answered it very rightly, and that's indeed a very good story. What are your thoughts on the ethics of entrepreneurship? Like you have said about communities, giving back to the security. But at the same time, entrepreneurship is something like it's mainly about money, right? Like mainly one important thing is money. So how do you think it's balancing? Like, what do you think?
Very, very, very strongly worded question. The way I would like to answer this is, yes, entrepreneurship is about money, but it's not about making money for yourself. Entrepreneurship, the way I look at it is that, there can be mainstream businesses, there can be social entrepreneurship ventures. For me, entrepreneurship is to be able to create more opportunities. If you're able to create more opportunities, you're an entrepreneur. Right? Store, the Kirana store right beside your home is being run by one individual, right? He's an entrepreneur. He's having a small business. Is he generating employment? No. He's still an entrepreneur who is probably generating some revenue to run his shop, to make his shop a bigger shop, to take care of his family. So, I mean, if you would really like to put a put a definition on what entrepreneurship is, I don't think I'm the right guy to answer, because I mean, what the kind of entrepreneurship that worked for me, the kind of entrepreneurship that I understand, the idea might be different from one entrepreneur to the other, right? For me, I just told you entrepreneurship is the right definition of entrepreneurship for me is to create more and more opportunities for everyone around you.
Interesting. So I would like to ask one more question. What do you think, what are the key skills for an entrepreneur to success in the journey?
Again, what worked for me will not work for everyone, right? For me, I think what really worked was number one, consistency. Number two, perseverance. And number three is being at the right place at the right time. The first two we can control. The third one, you can't really control. But I believe that if you work really hard, the opportunities keep popping up right in front of you. So again, to rephrase what I just said, if you're going to 10 places, you'll get opportunity in at least one of those 10 places. If you go to 20 places, the opportunity grows more. So you need to put the effort of being at 20 places, right? You need to be ready to be available to give value in all those 20 places. If you're ready for that, if you're ready to put in that effort, you will have opportunities, right? So I think the best way to focus on entrepreneurship is, number one, find a problem, passionately, consistently work towards it, and see if you can solve it, right? And there's a very, very wrong idea that I hear around, is that you need to have a small team, you need to do this, you need to do that, you need to have funding. It's all very high fund. The wrong word I'm not saying. It's crap. Right? For an entrepreneurial venture, you need to have problem statement. For example, even with the Kirana store that I was telling you, you need to place your Kirana store at a position, right, that at least you get a very good 360-degree vicinity of people coming into your store. If you're positioning your store in a very densely populated area where there are so many other Kirana stores as well, then you have competition, right? Then it's a different kind of volume. There's a different kind of volume, right? So it's all about understanding your problem statement and then trying to solve it, right? That's it.
And everything in between these two.
Okay. Everything in between these two. Once you identify the problem, while you're working towards a solution, what do you do, right? Don't know. I mean, it's always trial and error, because whatever you read in theory, whatever I'll tell you right now, when you try and implement it, they're not going to work. Right? Whatever you try, you fail, you succeed, and you understand, oh, this is how I succeeded. Okay, baby step one. Failure, success. Okay, baby step two. A lot of baby steps will give you a big step up, right? So that's the simple way of entrepreneurship. Keep on trying, start making mistakes, because once you start making mistakes, you will know what not to do.
Right.
That's more important. If you know what not to do, you're one step closer to knowing what you should do. Right.
Absolutely. Interesting. So what are the biggest mistakes you have made as an entrepreneur, and what you have learned from them?
Oh God, I make mistakes every day.
Everyone makes mistakes.
The mistake I made today was I agreed for an early morning slot with other few. My first handshake with you, I was half asleep. So I make mistakes all the time, and I'm not making mistakes because probably the next time we are talking and we want to catch up, it's not going to be this early in the morning. So the best thing that I've learned over the journey is to make mistakes, and again, know what not to do the next time. I definitely have learned from them, but I don't usually keep a track of all the big mistakes that I've made in life, because there are so many that I lost track. We have a very, very interesting idea of limiting ourselves on the basis of the people around us. So if you're from IIT, you're in a very different surrounding. If you're from NIT, you have a very different surrounding.
Right.
If you're from some other college, you have a different surrounding, right? You see your surrounding, you see the opportunities around you, and you limit yourself to that. That's one of the biggest mistakes I think anyone makes. I made one of those mistakes as well. Creating an opportunity should be like second nature. Opportunities do not come and wait for you. Right? You need to create your own opportunity, take that, and then you need to try and make the best use of them.
Right.
So I think if you ask the biggest, that's actually one.
Yeah.
So I told you this is the one I made, and I think this is the one
Everyone is
making. So we should immediately stop making this specific mistake.
आपके लाइफस्टाइल के बारे में जानना चाहते हैं.
Lifestyle.
लाइक एज ए एंटरप्रेन्योर आपसे जब बात हुआ था तो आप यूरोप में थे बेबी फर्स्ट टाइम, और आज आप कोलकाता में. सो एज एंटरप्रेन्योर क्या ट्रैवल ज़्यादा करना पड़ता है, या काम है, या घूमना है, या जो भी एक होता है ना, वो चीज़ के बारे में.
Yeah, this will sound a lot cliche. Yeah. Okay. कल रात को 4:30 सोया. आज सुबह we are here. So tomorrow I might sleep in a little late. I might, or I might not. Anyway, the very interesting part, if you ask about lifestyle, the very interesting part about my lifestyle is that I am so very flexible to everything that comes my way. That I don't have a definite definition for what I do. The places I have been from. You are a very interesting question that you are here 2 weeks back. Today you are here. Tomorrow you'll be somewhere else. It's very interesting when you start doing entrepreneurship and you get the opportunity of traveling, so much around the world. But at some point of time, you just want it to be normal, and you want everything not to be a surprise. उतना अच्छा नहीं है भाई लाइफस्टाइल. ट्रस्ट मी, इट लुक्स फ्रॉम द आउटसाइड कि यार इधर उधर घूम रहे हो, staying at fancy hotels, staying at fancy places, traveling from here to there. I think the worst part of all of these things is that once it gets usual, then there is no fun in it anymore. Number 2 is that the best thing about it is that we get to meet a lot of new people. We get to, see different cultures. We get to interact with people with different mindsets. That's a big learning for an entrepreneur. If you do not understand, then how different segments of the society, different people around the world think, you will not really be able to, solve a problem for the consumers who are ultimately these people. Right. So if you do not understand who you are solving the problem for, you do not have half a solution. You might have a fantastic product, you might have a fantastic idea, you might have loads of funding. But if you really don't know who you're building the product for, you will not know how to build it. One product can be built in multiple ways. Right. You need to build it in a way that is more acceptable, useful for your customer. For that, you need to KYC, know your customer. Right. So talking to so many people really helps. That's the best part about it. Again, reiterating myself, the worst part. The things that you were talking about, that being in different places, answered. They are good till a certain point, and then it becomes all normal, and you just want to be at home.
Yeah.
So that's
it's fancy for others who are seeing outside.
I think I'll add a couple more lines so that I have seen so many people traveling business class. They just want to lie down and catch some sleep.
Really?
They don't want to travel in business class just for the sake of traveling in business class. They'll have to travel in business class because probably that's the only time they'll get for a quick 6-7 hours sleep in 2 consecutive days. That's a necessity more than a luxury to some people.
Right.
So, I mean, what looks fun? I mean, like getting priority check-ins, being able to lie flat down, 40,000 up.
Right.
It's not always a luxury. Yes.
Absolutely. What do you think? Like, what is your opinion on the growing trend of startup companies raising millions of dollars without knowing the track, how to get their company, how to make their company a profitable one?
I would like to challenge your question first.
Okay.
Do you really think that startups who do not have a way forward are making millions? Because who are giving these millions? These millions are being given by people and offices that have made millions.
Right.
So they are not stupid, they're smart people. They won't put in money if they don't see a great strategy.
Right.
So let's keep that question aside. Let's bring in one more question. The question is that how would you go for funding? What's the mindset? What's the correct way of approaching of funding? And what's the right thing to do so that you get a funding?
Right.
How do you know that you are funding ready or investment ready? When you can put in your hard-earned money into your company, that's when you are funding ready.
Short and crisp.
Because if you can put in your hard-earned money into your company, you're almost certain that you're going to get some return out of it. That's when you are ready for funding. Just because someone is giving you some money to bring your business. I hear so many, so when I talk to people, young startups like ours, I think I hear a lot of this that, we will chip in some money, we will bring the cost down. Whose money are you chipping in? I actually saw this in YouTube as well. So someone asked this question, whose money are you chipping in? And why are you using your money to bring down the cost?
Right.
And I mean, would you have done that if it would have been your money? No. So, number one, if you can use your money as funding, if you can bootstrap your company, okay, you're funding ready. Number two is that if you use the investment money like you would have used your bootstrap money, you are thinking in the right direction. Number three, you need to make certain marketing and business decisions that might not always give you returns. But have you considered all options? Did you drive in simulations? Have you considered what are the possible outcomes of the decision you're taking? Do you have the appetite for this risk? Can you handle if all the investment that you're making in a certain decision, the ROI is zero? Can you handle that? So you need to ask all these questions before you're making an expense. And I think if you're thinking in such a direction, you need to go. Yeah, I think what you really wanted to ask was somewhere close to this.
Yeah, exactly. So let's talk about the most controversial entrepreneur of this year, maybe this decade, Ashley Grover. What do you think about it? Like, he has many allegations showing he dropped out from Bharat Pay and now he is making a cricket pay third unicorn. So what do you think?
I am not really well researched on him, but I want to ask you a question. How many failed ventures he has vis-a-vis how many amazing ventures he has? How much has he lost for his investors? How much has he made for his investors? I think if we do a comparison, if anyone who is watching us does this comparison, they will have their own answers. Because if you do the math correctly, if he has made cumulatively more for his investors, fantastic entrepreneur. If he has cumulatively made less for his investors, not so good. Right? And I think, you being so much widely available on YouTube and social media, having a seat on Shark Tank, none of that comes really easy.
Right.
So when you talk, good or bad, when like a big community talks about someone, good or bad, first thing, the entire community knows it.
Right.
Second thing, you only talk about people who have made a dent, right? See, he made a dent in whatever he has done,
Absolutely.
right? So nothing to complain about.
Right. Yeah. So it seems like you like a shield to right back.
I like
Somewhat.
every entrepreneur has a style. Some may like someone's style, some may not like someone's style. But the real question is again, is he making money for the people who is putting in money?
Yes.
Does he not? It's not about a personal bias or opinion. I may like him, I may not like him, but I mean, I am too small, first of all, to tell that I like him or I don't.
Okay.
And second of all, I mean, the numbers speak it all.
What do you think? Why not to become an entrepreneur?
Interesting question. You're asking an entrepreneur why not to become an entrepreneur. Really good question. Okay. So, first of all, plain and simple, it is not easy. I have been on the verge of failing in cyanide times. Somehow, I don't know how exactly. If you ask me to, qualitatively describe it, I don't know how I did it. Somehow we managed most of the types. So, I think I did hard work, a bit of sticking around. And number 3 is being at the right place at the right time. I think all these 3 factors together really help you succeed as an entrepreneur. Number 1. Number 3 is that. Number 2 is that it is not as easy as just having an idea. There are so many people who get crazy when they have a good idea. And I have seen so many good ideas fail miserably. Fantastic ideas fail miserably. Well, if you have a fantastic idea, you have a fantastic idea. That's it. You're not an entrepreneur. If you have a fantastic idea and you have the capability of, finding the right people who can put your idea to reality, you're still not an entrepreneur. You can do the idea thing, you can get people, you can manage all those people, have a very tight team, make them stick together for a long time, however it is, get some funding, pay them, give them equity, have a handshake deal with them, whatever it takes, make them stick around so that, you can build your product. Plus, who can help you with marketing, who can help you with strategy, who can help you with operation, who can help you with sales. You have all these people. Because you as an individual, you thought of the product.
Right.
And you will have 1 expertise, 2 expertise, 3 expertise, 4, 5. You need so many more to run a business. That's right. Either you know everyone who can be a part of your team, or you know someone who knows everyone, or you know someone who knows someone who knows someone. Your team is very important for that sense.
Right.
You can be a solo entrepreneur. I'm not saying that you can't be a solo entrepreneur, but then it's a different ballgame altogether. Then you are doing a different kind of entrepreneurship, right? So I mean, if you really ask me why you should not become an entrepreneur, is because out of all the fantastic things that you see, you are asking about, you get to travel here and there, you're staying fancy hotels. These are the good parts about entrepreneurship that everyone sees and talks about. You get to be on podcasts. you get to be on networking events and all. It's fantastic. You meet so many inspiring people. You inspire yourself, maybe. Beyond all of this are sleepless nights, constant fighting with the family that yes, I will make it.
Yeah.
It's even worse if you have good jobs lined up. I don't know. There'll be a lot of comments maybe on what I'll say right now. Your personal life is a mess. If you have good friends, you will not have them for a long time. Just kidding.
Yeah.
You will not meet your family quite often. You will wake up to business calls. You will sleep to business calls. And you will take business decisions the entire day. If you're a technologist doing entrepreneurship, you will wake up with a problem, you will sleep with another. If you don't sleep with the same. So, I mean, why not take the easier path? And what is the idea? I think half the people I meet, entrepreneurship for them is making money. Shift to make money.
Get a job and make money.
If you have to make a lot of money, get a better job.
Right.
And if you have to make a lot of money, do some business, maybe. Be an entrepreneur, because or you make sure that you end up as a VP, as a director, or a CXO position in some really big company who can make a lot of money. Probably a lot more than... See, I know fantastic startups from here in Calcutta. Those fantastic startups are doing fantastic businesses. They're making a lot of money. The guy who runs the startup, I think if I'm not wrong with their figures, they're making 3 to 4 million US a year. Does he make enough money like the CXOs from Google? No. If it's about money, why not get a job?
Well,
the second, class of people that I meet, it's all about being in a podcast, being on stage,
being a brand,
writing on LinkedIn, founder of so and so.
right?
If it's that, start a YouTube channel, be influential on social media, say the right things, talk. You can do all of those things without being an entrepreneur. You don't need to be an entrepreneur to be famous.
Right.
You can be famous. If being famous is why you want to be an entrepreneur.
Just become a content creator and influence people.
Yeah. If you have an idea, if you constantly have ideas, I meet people who tell me that, brother, I have constantly so many ideas, man. Hey, I don't know how to execute them. Fine. Post your ideas every day on LinkedIn and tell that up for grabs. People will wait for your ideas if they're actually good.
Okay.
VC firms or some really big corporate is going to take you and they're going to tell you, keep on giving those ideas, and we will do a SWOT analysis of those ideas, strength, weakness, opportunity, threat, and then we will see how to execute it because we can.
Right.
So why not become an entrepreneur? That was the question. Don't become an entrepreneur if you don't have a problem that you want to solve. And you want to solve it so bad that whatever might be the consequence of you solving the problem, you're okay with it. Until then, don't become one. Because, or else there'll be something that will stop you. Right? Am I one of those guys? Maybe not. Or maybe yes. But that's a very, very crooked answer to a very straightforward question. But I think I will not be able to tell you why not become an entrepreneur. Everyone should become an entrepreneur at some point in their life. I know about a senior of mine from college. So in the first year of college, I think you will remember, half the batch used to have ED, engineering, design and now. Half the batch used to have this mechanical lab.
Yeah.
So for the mechanical lab, you needed to buy a blue color coat.
Yeah.
Or a white color coat.
Yeah. Right.
For ED, you needed that entire instrument box. So the guy in his first year, he came up with this idea. He created a website where he said, come and exchange your ED kit for a lab coat and a lab coat for an ED kit. Because first semester, half the batch was having that, half the batch. Second semester, it's a swap.
Right.
Every time you do a swap, pay me 10 rupees.
Oh.
1,000 people, 10,000 army. Is that the right way of being an entrepreneur? You solve a problem, you solved it, it's done and dusted, fine. Jump up.
Amazing. See, if you hear about good entrepreneurs,
And that's what is going to come out of your mouth. Amazing.
yeah,
That's nice. That's what I should have thought of.
right.
So if that is what comes out of your mouth, it's a good entrepreneur.
Like suppose एक स्टूडेंट है, ठीक है, और उसके पास कुछ एक आइडिया आता है और उसको पता नहीं कैसे एग्जीक्यूट करना है, कैसे स्टार्टअप बिल्ड करना है, कैसे टीम बनाना है, क्या करना है, पहले क्या करना है, क्या उस आइडिया को वैलिडेशन चाहिए नहीं चाहिए. आपने जैसे अपना स्टार्टअप बिल्ड किया है, उससे रिलेटेड आप अगर एक प्रोसेस बता पाए, एक डिफ़ॉल्ट प्रोसेस, ऑफ कोर्स सबके लिए, हर स्टार्टअप के लिए, हर फील्ड के लिए वो अलग होगा, बट फिर भी एक डिफ़ॉल्ट प्रोसेस कि हाँ ये एक चेकलिस्ट है जो कि आपको अगर क्लिक हो रहा है तो सही प्रोसेस में कर रहे हो, नहीं तो फिर
प्रोसेस का तो उनको पता नहीं. आई कैन टेल यू व्हाट आई डिड.
या प्लीज.
फर्स्ट ईयर से हमको पता था कि हमको कुछ बनाना है, एंटरप्रेन्योर बनना है, स्टार्टअप बनाना है, ऐसा कोई प्लान नहीं करना है. कुछ बनाना है. आई हैव नाउ प्रोडक्ट. भाई प्रोडक्ट ध्यान में भी था, इसीलिए भी वो था कि वही प्रोडक्ट बनाना है. सो फर्स्ट ईयर से लेके ऑलमोस्ट 2-3 साल आई वर्क विद सो मेनी पीपल एंड आई ऑलवेज मेड अ माइंड नोट ऑफ this guy is good with this, that guy is good with that, right? The day I really wanted to build something, I had to make 5 phone calls.
And you know who to call.
Yes. If you know who to call, 50% probably will solve one. For validation, if you know who to call. For technology, if you know how to call. For marketing, if you know who to call. For operations, for strategy, if you know who to call, then market problem is solved.
Right.
So I think the first thing that anybody should do is have a lot of people you can call.
Right.
And have a lot of good people that you can call. Always go by outcomes and numbers. Only call people who are objective driven, and only go to them for advice if they have done it themselves.
Right.
Why? There might be people who would give you better advice, but the people who have already done it, they will tell you what not to do. I emphasize a lot on what not to do, right? And I think that's how you should start. First, have people you can call.
Interesting. Please tell me more about like how you build your startup.
I started with ZeroDollarSecurity as a community. It was a as I said, ZeroDollarSecurity, I started as a small cybersecurity community in my college. Slowly it started expanding to different colleges, and slowly we were pan-India. Slowly we have 10,000 students that we have taught free of cost in 11 different countries. And we coined the term STAS, Security Team as a Service. So how the entire model works is fantastic. So I started training people. Then they had a lot of training. They trained themselves. They learned a lot of cybersecurity. They made the community stronger. Then they started teaching other people. They trained them. They became good. They started training other people. So now everybody was in a cross-training one. One was teaching 2, 2 was teaching 4, 4 was teaching. So while the community was built, in cybersecurity you also need some experience. So what I did was, I went to very small startups and I told them that, there are two kinds of companies. One who has got hacked, and then number two who's about to get hacked. Okay. There are only two kinds of companies. Okay. So if you already have got hacked, then I have no explanation to give you. You know why you need us.
Right.
If you haven't got hacked, let me tell you what happens when you. Can you avoid that?
No.
Might not be. Can you ensure that the damage is less? Yes. How do you do that? Let us help you.
Yeah.
STS is Security Team as a Service. So what we told him was that we have a big community and you have a product or a service. Let us analyze your service, your product, and let us understand what are the skill sets that you need.
Right.
And you can pay a team as one employee in your company. And the team works for you. Right? Just like one employee would have. The team will follow the protocols, the policies, the governance, the compliance of your company. And we will be here as an in-house team. So now the community is having real-time experience and we are generating revenue, which we are using for the growth and conservation of the company. Now we made it 360 degrees. Okay. From free education to real-time experience to generating revenue, which we can use for the growth of the community. Again, the community, that's the process. That's how $0 came into be. I also did some service, IT service, just to make sure that we have enough money to sustain $0 security.
Right.
It's a very interesting story that I told in GTG as well. It's a very important question. How do you value your service?
Right.
It's a Nike logo problem. I told that, if you design the same Nike logo as it is today, in 5 minutes, people are going to question it. You take 18 months to design that logo, people are going to say that, you took 18 months to design this.
Right.
This has turned out to be perfect. Same logo.
Yeah.
For the same logo, Nike, say, if you charge by the hour and you deliver the same logo, and probably you say you charge $1,000 an hour, say, you have spent 1 hour on the Nike logo, you are getting paid $1,000.
Yeah.
You say you spent 100 hours, it's $100,000 for the same logo.
Right.
You really need to spend that much time? It depends on you. But if the Nike logo has got the potential of generating a revenue of $100,000, I mean, what's the right way of doing it? Delivering it in 1 hour and asking for $100,000? People will be questioning.
Right.
If you take more time to deliver that same product, people might give you $100,000. So there's a very big gap on a stake that I understand in the small-scale Indian service industry. That it's very rarely about the quality of service than how much service.
Right.
So this interesting thing happened with me. I got a call. I picked up the call and the other end said that I need to make a website like Upwork.
Okay.
I have 20,000 Indian rupees. Can you make it for me?
Yeah.
I said that, can you explain the product to me? He explained the product. It took him 45 minutes to explain the entire drawing because he was not really sure about so many things. We structured his product down. Then I asked him, do you have a working revenue model? Do you have figures that how much you'll be making in a year? He said that, not yet. I said that let's make it. And it came down to 18 lakhs, 20 lakhs, I forgot. And I said that, okay, so if I say that it is 18 lakhs for the first year, I'm considering you'll have a 2 lakhs rupees growth in the next year and a 2 lakhs rupees growth in the next year. So for 3 years, you're making at least around about 60 lakhs.
Right.
So my question to that customer was, do you think a website which is worth 20,000 Indian rupees, which is made with 20,000 Indian rupees, will have the capability of generating 60 lakhs in revenues for you in the next 3 years. That customer automatically said that, nahin, kaam karte hain. He quoted a really high number and he said that, isme bana denge. I said that definitely there are so many good startups who would love to build that product for you at this cost. I can refer you to some. I will not be able to build you your product for this money because I value my relationship. And if I build your product for this money, I'll not be able to deliver you quality. I will use junior engineers to build that product. Cost is cost.
Right.
He said that, no, you are so transparent with me. I want to build this product with you.
Okay.
Tell me how much is going to charge you. And I quoted him, I think, 10-15 times what he started with. And he agreed to it. So, sometimes the customer doesn't know what they want.
Right.
Sometimes the customer doesn't know how much to pay. As a business owner, you need to know all those things and you need to explain it to your customer that this is how it is. And this is how it is. So. If you really want to do it, this is how you should do it. Or else if you're spending this much money with this product, you're going to lose that money after all. You want to lose 20,000 or you want to make a business where you spend a little more money because you're sure about your business. Do you have the commitment to put in that money for your business?
Yes. That's pretty interesting. Absolutely.
You're in service, you need to know how to negotiate.
Right. That's like every entrepreneur should know how to sell his product.
See, and this is a very interesting thing that I learned from one of my fellow, entrepreneur in the community. She's younger to me, but she said a very interesting thing in one of the networking forums. She said this because she was young and her family opposed her doing entrepreneurship. I don't name her. She said that, you know who your first customer is? Your first customer is your parents. If you can't convince your parents that you want to do entrepreneurship, you have a product that's fantastic. You explain the product to them and show them that has got the potential. If your parents are not convinced, you're not going to have customers, boss. Your parents love you. If they don't get your product,
Don't think anyone is student.
explain it to them.
Right.
I mean, when I say parents, I mean, let's talk about immediate family.
Yeah.
Not just parents.
Yeah.
So, if they don't get it, I doubt your customers. Because maybe your customer is one of them.
Right. So one last advice. Any three suggestions you would love to give students like us, like who are watching our podcast, who just want to execute their ideas, but didn't know like how to execute. They are just trying, making mistakes and just again trying. So any three advice for them for which will make their journey a little much smoother?
Smoother?
No.
I doubt.
Okay.
But the three things that work for me. Number one, you need to know what not to do.
Right.
Very important for us. You need to know what not to do. Once you know what not to do, you will eventually do what you should be doing. Number two, you should know what to solve.
Right.
Because you cannot solve all problems by yourself.
Right.
Number three, always understand how much risk appetite do you have at your current stage.
Okay.
Do not risk it all for entrepreneurship. If you have to risk it all right now, maybe sometime down the line, you might not have to risk it all. Right? If you're, and I'm not saying that don't put in all your effort, all your sweat and blood into your product. Please do put in all your sweat and blood into your product or the service or whatever you're trying to build.
Right.
But understand your risk appetite and do not limit or do not define yourself by the people around you. Always be and work with people who are way smarter than you. I love to work with democratic teams, because if I'm not learning from them, I'm not making a better product.
Right.
When the product is as good as I thought of it to. If I'm working with people, then I get to learn from. They are making the product better. These are the 3 advices that I would like to give. Never be the smartest person in the room, then you're in the wrong room.
Yeah.
That's know what not to do. And know who to call on. That's it.
Interesting. Yeah, so that's it for today. It is our first offline podcast. Thank you so much, Sohang. Thank you so much for accepting our invitation and giving your precious time. If you like this episode, make sure to subscribe us and hit that notification bell icon. And stay tuned for the next big thing episode. We are bringing you the stories that inspire and the knowledge that empowers. See you in the next episode. Till then, bye-bye.